Welcome to the channel, people. How many times on TikTok, on YouTube, do you hear plumbers say they make so much money? And it's been a debate and a conversation. So today I'm going to try and put everything to bed, all the rumors and all the things what you might feel that, oh, plumbers make this, they make that, oh, killing it, no, this, that. Anyway, subscribe, like and share. This is from my own experience, and I have obviously done some research on this one because I knew this subject is going to ruffle a few feathers. And we're going to talk about the basics and we're going to talk about areas, right? So let's not delay and let's get one of the first maps, which I've actually done my homework here, and I've made this map for you guys. So this is called the rings of London, right? Like Elder Rings, basically. So the ring number 1 is the central part of London, zones 1 and 2. And that's where you know that plumbing is probably the most expensive in those zones. So zones 1 and 2 are going to be like Westminster, and it's going to be the highest areas of the call out, but it's going to be the lowest areas of efficiency. When it comes to efficiency, meaning being able to get about quickly, it's going to be a problem in those areas, but it does have the highest earning potential when it comes to call outs. So you can see another outer ring, which is classed as ring number 2, yeah? And ring number 2 is areas like, I'm going to tell you some of the areas what come into ring number 2. So you've got, let's say, well, you can see the areas, you know. Ring number 2 is definitely going to be anything what's in zone 3, zone 4, if you catch the train. So you should have a good understanding actually where that is in process. But I would say zone number 2, which is in the yellow here, yeah, them zones are more easier and more freer to get to. I have to go back to zone number 1 for a second because I totally forgot. I don't know why I didn't mention congestion charge, because congestion charge and finding a parking space can be a massive problem within those zones, but you do make more money on a call out. That's undeniable. And we've got our outer zone, which is classed as zone number 3, let's say. So we've got different stages of areas where we're going to look at today as an example. And I say as an example because I've got a few different types of people that follow me from all different places, but I just always ask the question, as long as you guys are subscribed to the channel and you drop comments, this is what matters. And this is one of those videos, even though I didn't explain everything properly at the beginning, I think everybody understands what I mean. So we've got our zone 1, which is our zone 1 and 2, which is obviously the middle center, which is the red part, yeah? That's the zone 1. And then you've got your outer zones, which still come underneath congestion zones. And those are generally like, it's going to take you 5 to maybe 30 minutes sometimes to find parking in the zone 1, because you have to park in specific places where everywhere else is it's double yellows, so you can't park your van there. So you do waste time finding parking and actually spending money before you've actually got to the job when you're in the ring number 1, right? Let's get that clear. Ring number 2 is going to be your outer areas. So you got Islington, you got anything which is not actually in zone 1. You know, there's quite a few areas which are not in that number 1 zone. It's Chelsea, Knightsbridge, Fulham, which is going to be in that zone 1, right? everything else starts to creep out. And when it starts to creep out, you've obviously got this understanding that you're not going to be paying the congestion charge anymore, which is a big help. Traffic is not going to be as bad, but everything what's inside the M25 for a plumber can be slowing down your day. We have to be honest with ourselves, because work is about efficiency, isn't it? And it's cool that you could do a call out in zone number 1, yeah? But how many jobs can you get around and do in that area? Because it's a highly traffic area and you would have to organise every job before you went there, most jobs what you'll be going to will be hard up to even have parking, right? So when you're working, it's all about efficiency. Nobody can take that away from anybody's understanding. So efficiency is important, and getting around and doing other jobs is very important. So I have someone who actually commented, and the reason why I made this zone all the way out to Luton is because I recently had someone who is actually part of the community. Well, I hope he is part of the community. He said to me, he's actually killing it in Luton. And I said, you would be. Because Luton is a total different place to London. It's probably easier to get about, but the rate of the call out in like the higher end of zone 1 and 2, which we can see on the map, yeah, we've probably undervalued it a bit. But I'm going to say, call out wise, anything from £150 all the way up to 280, maybe £300, 350 on a call out, depending on where you work and who it's for, because you know they're gonna pay the bill at the end of the day. And I suppose someone who lives in Luton, which is quite a distance away from the red ring, which we can see here, yeah, it's about a 45-minute drive. So I want people to understand the differences on what's going to go on when it comes to someone paying you, right? So Luton's average call out, yeah, it can range from anything, and that's in the green, which we can see here. So anything from £50 to £90. I personally reside obviously in the it's not obvious, but I live in the yellow zone, let's say, yeah. I can never tell you lot where I live, because it's the internet, there's just weird people. You get what I mean, right? I live in that yellow zone. I've worked in Luton before. It took me 50 to 40 minutes to get to Luton from my house, and that's me not living in the red zone. Would I be travelling 45 minutes to go to a job to make possibly £50 or £90 call out? The answer is no. Doesn't make sense for me personally, but I can understand that someone who's in Luton is able to get around and do a lot more jobs because the traffic volume isn't as much. They're not having to consider parking many a times. There is no parking tickets or parking wardens as frequently in places which are not the town centre, let's say. And everybody knows what Luton town centre is like. If anybody is from Luton here, do let me know what the parking is like around there, because these are questions which I like to ask others. So when we're looking at Essex and stuff like that, because there's a few of you lot from Essex, Southend, that type of way, that's going to be in this yellowy area on the outside here. Because you look, we're right by the M25, which is the top of it here. And I say that these things matter because, look, when you're considering moving out of London or saying to yourself, can I still make the same money working out of London in London? One thing you've got to consider, which a lot of people forget, is the A406 is quite a main motorway for most tradespeople to use, right? there's always long traffic on the A406, yeah? If you're going into central past that, you're going to have to deal with, obviously, congestion on top of that. So we go to this, which is it really worth it? Hopefully you can see this now. 1 second. So I haven't done this. So now we're going to break down prices versus reality, real trades earning, yeah? So, as we know, the central London is zone 1 and 2, yeah? It's high demand, high rate. The rate is going to be the highest, what I've spoke about on this whole platform, on this whole video today, sorry. So, let me give you a rough figure. So, if somebody wanted to call me out on a call out in like central London, looking at anything from like 180 all the way up to like 350, 360, just depends where it is and what it is. But they are willing to pay because the people who live in those areas are classed as affluent, or they've got money at the end of the day. So if we look for our zone 3 to zone 6, and that has more competition and the prices vary. And I say they vary because, look, anything from like Islington, Highbury, Islington is in zone 2, but I want to look at areas which are past that. Maybe look at Hackney or something, yeah? Hackney. People will pay you well. Are people willing to pay £150 in Hackney? 1 or 2 people might be. But I don't feel that you'd be getting £200 or £300 for a call out in a zone 3 and a zone 6. Because you got to think about it, yeah? Areas like Woodford, areas like Ongar, they come underneath zone 6 or just a little bit further, Epping and stuff like that. You're not getting £150 from someone on a call out in Epping. The prices will vary. So central London, yeah, the prices are higher. We've got mid, which is more balanced out, and then we've got our outer zones where there's low pressure pricing. And when I say low pressure pricing, I mean in like Luton and places like that, because again, people tell me from their own experience, they are actually killing it in Luton, and the competition isn't as vast as it is in London. When there's more competition, and I don't know why I have to keep or have to explain this to people, but when there's competition, the prices go down. They don't go up, they go down. Competition allows people to shop around. Competition allows people to look at other avenues, get 3 or 4 quotes within 2 days or a day, and then go with the best plumber what they want. When there's not so many people coming to quote for the same job, people might have only 2 options. In London, in Central, people might get 3 or 4 quotes. I've heard people say to me, I've heard a customer who's probably in Hackney, would be in the middle zone, yeah? I've had a customer say to me, oh, could I get a quotation and could you show me what work you've done before, and could you come and price this job labour wise as a plumber? I've come around there, I thought, yeah, I'm going to get this because they've got me from Instagram. They had all the materials. It was just a labour job. But the fact of them being able to shop around and get and have a day put together where they're just seeing plumbers for the whole day just to price up what they want, who gives them the best price, because we're all going to do the same thing. We're going to do what you ask us to do. It's just who gives you the most competitive price to the customer, right? So I gave them a competitive price, which I thought didn't get a call back. I was actually quite surprised, but when I walked away, it kind of clocked in my head. They was like, oh yeah, we're just spending the whole day today just seeing plumbers and stuff and seeing who can get us the best price. It's understandable. It's your money. We can't tell you not to shop about, but I can say from my own personal experience, I'm coming in, another plumber guy's coming out. Do you know what I mean? So, this kind of popped up, but I didn't hear too many people talking about this. Most people and most plumbers are only going to do call outs 5 to 15 miles away from their house. That's a 5 to 15 mile radius from your house, which is, when you think about it, if you're a plumber in or outside that M25, I want you to tell me in the comment section how far you travel away from your property, because travel affects profit and it affects fuel and it puts a drag on your day. And I'm going to explain it like this. So I work in central London, and I done a video recently on my page, and I worked out that a week I was spending like 12 hours in traffic, right? 12 hours in traffic over a year, if you do that every single week, is like a month of your life spent in traffic. But this is the one corridor on how you get up and down central London from where I live to where I'm going. So there's no other routes. It's always congested at certain times, and I don't really have the luxury to leave work whenever I want, or sometimes to start super early. I might start early but end up finishing late. I think we all know what that's like. And when you go further than from the 5 miles to the 15 miles, say you went 25 miles, that day you're going to feel that drive. It's just, it just goes like that. And I actually want to know what other people think. So, let's debunk this like Luton thing. I would like a lot of Luton plumbers, if you're here, to subscribe, but also to drop comments, because I'm interested in what you guys have got to say. So, outside prices start from a definitely lower rate than plumbers who do work inside London, if we're comparing that. But where the market's not saturated, yeah, you could benefit and you could blossom if you was a good plumber. Do you get it? If you got a good service, you're a good plumber, you do your stuff, you do clean work, word of mouth, you could beat the competition, what is out there, because there's not that much competition. Do you get it? But I would imagine, and you can say it from now, the market behaves differently in the area like Luton. It doesn't command that much money. Do you get it? And I don't know, but I'm just saying everywhere's got areas where I've got nice houses. And I'm not being funny or nothing. If you're around places where a nice house is, or an affluent area, let's call it, number one, we know the customer's going to pay. But what you might be balancing out by being in Luton is having freedom, in a sense of you not getting the amount of traffic than what you get in central London. Yes, every area's got evening traffic, right? But it's not at the amount as somewhere as coming from central, or being even in zone 2 to zone 6. That's still got a certain amount of traffic when it hits 5:30, 4 o'clock, all the way up to about 7, I would say, and then the road becomes clear, but everyone's at home by then. So let's talk about the real profit versus hours, yeah? So if you work in like a place where it pays you a lot of money, a high hourly rate, yeah, equals a high profit. But there is time, cost, and everything else what factors into that. So the time and the cost and the stress, that affects more of us. And some of us look at it as in like, you know what? I would rather work outside London, make £750 than make £1,500 a week. I could do without the stress. I could do without the extra driving. And I understand that if you're looking at life on a balance, because your balance matters to you a lot when you're doing this trade, because it's a physical job. You know, you're doing a lot of driving, you're doing a lot of jumping in and out of the van, but you're also doing a stressful job. Yeah, I can't tell you that plumbing's not stressful. Anyone who has got a business, or even that does jobs or jobbing from one place to another place, you will know that is a stress in itself. If you've got to go and get, I've had to go all the way up to like Essex to go and get a seal for a shower. One time we had to drive all the way to Oxford. If you lot have ever been to Stuart Turner's Head Central, where they do all the pumps, where they make everything, we went there one time because we had a faulty pump, and I put it on my page, but they gave us a tour. Lovely people. Gave us the parts for free as well. Lovely. I ain't got better things to say about Stuart Turner. But what I'm saying is that even though the manufacturers outside London, the odd chance, as me as a tradesperson, I've had to drive all the way down there, right? It wasn't cost effective to do that for the day, but it's something we had to do if we wanted to get the job done. And that's kind of like the pros and the cons of all of it, really. You know, some of us are going to say, I think it's more profitable for me to live outside London and work outside London, because the difference in my pay is like £600 or £800 a week, but I have a better life. You know, I got chickens, I got a goat, I got a sheep outside my house. Bro, I don't give a damn what anybody's got outside their house. All I'm asking people is, now you've seen it on a map and it's showing you, you know, the hot areas, the difference within traffic, time, money, effort, and competition as well. What would you rather? Would you rather be in the outside of London, or would you rather be in the inside but planning your day better and maybe scheduling your time? So before we go, or before I go, you're not going anywhere, guys. Before I go, I just want to look at the map again one more time, just to let you guys calculate it for yourself. So we're saying the red zone, yeah, is here. This is central London, Westminster, best prices, Chelsea, Knightsbridge, you know, Lambeth is even right by that part there. So you're right on the bridge. We're talking Battersea Power Station. We're talking all the way around there. Money is getting made there. You're going to make the most amount of money with your call outs. You're going to always have to factor in parking and congestion. The good times to go to West End, as someone who lives in the ring mark number 2, yeah, is 8 o'clock in the evening. There's not much traffic. You probably get there in half an hour. But in the daytime, I know that for me to get to West End, like Mayfair, I have to leave at 6:30, maybe a bit earlier, 6:15, because I need to be on the A406 for like 6:30, passing certain areas, passing North London and stuff like that. I will agree with what I put down. It's not very efficient to work in central London, because unless you've got everything planned from going from job to job, because in central, remember, there's not many wholesalers, and the wholesalers what are there, they're charging you the top whack. I was in a shop the other day, yeah, and I see a siphon for £60. I think, I swear to God, I took a picture of it because I actually couldn't believe it was this much. So Hemp 2.0, they make the straight siphons. You guys will know what I mean when let me see. So I don't know why my camera's not focusing, but it's one of those types of siphons, right? So it's waterless siphons. That was £60 in a shop. That shop is off Oxford Street. I actually done a video on it. It's a hardware store. Some plumbing parts is cheaper, but things like this, super expensive. I mean, you're better off going out and then coming back with the part. Ring number 2 is more reasonable. Traffic is not so bad, but you have to still pick your times to be able to be traveling from. And I do feel that in zone number, ring number 2, yeah, you're still gonna get good money on your call out, but effectively, if you're in ring number 1, you're killing it, because people are gonna pay you what you want. It's at a premium. That's the Premier League, and that's why I wanted to make this video, just to explain to people and ask them, you know, in regards to, like, depending on where you lived on this map here, say you even lived in Lewisham, like, does it even make sense to go all the way out to Luton to do a job for £50 to £90 an hour on a call out? I got my own opinion on it, but I always like to ask you guys' opinion. And I made this video because I feel earning and talking about money is something what some people brag about on social. You know, you won't never hear me talking about money, just because I think some things you have to keep to yourself. But I just want people to remember that if you are like over here on the map here, to get to Luton is a 45-minute drive, 40 or 50-minute drive. It's long. And someone who lived in Luton, they ain't gonna drive all the way down to here or here. They might go here, but even like Epping and stuff like that, that's quite far for them anyway. So I want to know what you guys think, and what do you think about the map, what I made as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, people, join the community, because I make videos like this to help others, but I don't like to answer all the questions myself. I like to listen to you guys' feedback, because it's interesting, the things what you guys say about plumbing not being dead, and you can make loads of money as a plumber. What have we got to talk about here, people? What have we got to talk about? But I'm going to see all of you guys in the comment section below. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. My name is Mr. London Plumber. First video, if you've seen it, join the community, people. Join the community. I have conversations like this. I'm going to do more stuff like this. I've actually worked out how to use my OBS properly, so I will be doing more pop-ups and slides and stuff like that, and obviously breaking them down as well.